Hello guys, welcome to this video of product discovery. So as we have continued in our product management concept playlist, where we have talked about business outcomes and product outcomes, how are they related to each other and how do they lead and lag in respect of each other. Then we have talked about KPIs, that are key performance indicators, and how to build a KPI tree, that is from a business outcome how to lead to product outcomes, that is a KPI tree. And in our today's concept video we will talk about a very important stage of product life cycle, that is called product discovery. So let's get through a real life example to understand it better. So on your screen you can see a text like you have recently joined as a product manager at a food delivery startup. Now the main aim of the startup is to expand in within few locations within India. So as a product manager, you immediately come up with some of the ideas to drive adoption amongst user in tier 2 and tier 3 city. So correspondingly, the first step is writing the PRD. Then the second step is you go to the design and engineering team to make those changes, and then you finally implement them, and the MVP is out. So what is an MVP? MVP is basically a minimum viable product. So any product launch is happen in phases, and the first stage or the first phase of a product launch, in that where not all the features are completely present, but the product can be used at a minimum viable level. So this is called a minimum viable product. So the MVP is launched. But here's the case. Despite a smooth rollout, you realize the adoption rates amongst your target users are extremely slow. And this is where it doesn't seem to add up. And you thought that you have built a very good feature and thought that many people would be using it, it would be driving adoption and awareness, but it didn't happen so. And these were evident through the metrics. So, what, according to you, at this point might have gone wrong? You can take a minute and think about it. So, and you can comment it down also. So, let's get ahead. So, the answer we will soon get what could have gone wrong. So product discovery basically and product delivery, these are two different stages of a product. So product discovery is basically building the right product, and product delivery is building the product right. So what's the difference between these two actually? So product discovery is uh, you need to identify what to build. And once you have identified what to build, then comes a product delivery, that you build it in a correct fashion. So this is the order of the product life cycle, where product discovery comes at the first step and product delivery comes at the last step. Let's get ahead. So why should you focus on product discovery? So as we discussed a real life scenario of the food stage startup, in that the product manager, even though he wrote a very detailed PRD, he gave it to the design team, had some very good designs. He coded the MVP with the help of engineering team, and finally it didn't go as planned in terms of adoption rates and awareness. So what would have gone wrong? The thing was that might have gone wrong was he was not aiming for the correct problems of the customers. So let's take two cases now. You build a product first and then go to the customers to see how they find it and use it. And the second case is you understand your customers and their problems deeply and explore what product or features could potentially solve their existing problems. So as you can easily see, one of the two cases we should go ahead with. And the reason for that would be because you first need to identify what exactly are the pain points that you are going to solve as a product manager. If you don't know the exact pain points, there is no point going ahead and building the product. That is just taking the bandwidth of the engineering team, the design team, and of course your team also, and it could not lead to anything fruitful because you were not aiming initially the correct thing. So the first step is to understand the customers, understand the customer persona, understand the user psychology. What are you trying to make the users do with your product, and understand what pain points are they actually facing by using your product. List down the pain points. Then for each pain point you can have multiple solutions, and that is the correct way of going forward. So as I've already answered, which of these cases should you go ahead with? Of course you should go ahead with case 2. We have also mentioned the problems that we face with case 1, because of course if you don't put in the initial research groundwork, then the output would not be as fruitful as you think. So features you spent a lot of time on might end up having extremely low adoption rates among users, and that is because you didn't solve the correct pain point. That was even actually a pain point or not, you don't know. So product discovery to the rescue here. Product discovery can keep you from repeating the mistakes from the past by investing more time in researching and validating your ideas upfront. So this is basically is the R&D groundwork that you have to do. You have to identify the correct customer pain points. You need to identify for which pain point, what is the customer population you are going to solve for. If there is a very big pain point, but only 20% of the customer base is having that pain point, then the more important thing would be at that point solving a comparatively smaller pain point with 80% of the population having that pain point. So you need to prioritize based on the population that is having that pain point and the magnitude of the pain point. So let's go through the steps about how you can do the product discovery. So the double diamond design process is a powerful way of going about this process. So first, the step 1 is discover customer problems. That is, this thing can be done in many ways. There are user research methods. So we will talk about it in the ahead videos. Then the second step is define specific customer problems. So out of the customer problems, you need to define specific customer problems based on, as I already mentioned, you need to prioritize which customers are you going to solve for. The third point is develop potential solutions to these customer problems. So for each pain point, you need to develop multiple solutions. And the last point is deliver feasible and viable solutions to these customer problems. You can also see it in the image as well. If you're not able to see, I can just zoom in so that it could be visible to you in a better way. So as we discover, define, develop, and deliver, this is the process in which we are going to move ahead. First, we get the challenge, we understand and define it, we get the definition, we ideate, prototype, and test the solution. So what is ideation? What is prototyping? What is testing? We will talk about all of this in the ahead videos, but for now, I'm just leaving it here. So we have come to the end of the video. So in summary, this process focuses on uncovering the underlying user needs. So user needs, user pain points, user psychology, user persona. These the terms having user are very important because your product is being used by a user. So user is the god of your product. So if you have to build it for the user. It should make the life of the user easy and very good. So it should be built in such a way. And the steps of that would be identifying and building the optimal solution. So ideate, prototype, and test. I've also given these recommended references and reading. These were very good articles, so I have decided to attach them here. So you can go through them also. I will also give their links in the description as well. So guys, that's it for this video. Thank you.